Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today feels like a sitting on the bed style video. So we're sitting on the bed and I wanted to talk to you guys about getting real about falling out of your practice and how to get back to it, as well as a kind of mental health update. I kind of want this to be more of like a safe space for us to come to kind of recognize that it's okay to not be okay, and that, you know, I don't know, I'm trying to be authentic with you guys and like, you know, be real with you guys about shit. And so, yeah, so it's a little bit of a mental health update, but I also wanted to kind of hold a space for you guys who might feel like you are falling out of your practice due to like mental health issues or just feeling burnt out, maybe like you don't have enough time. And I obviously only have my knowledge and experience, so I asked some of my witchy friends online their advice for you guys, so I'm either going to do it at the end or put it in the description below for you guys to read, because I think it'll be really good for you guys to get an abundance of advice from not just me, but from all these different practitioners. So let's jump into it. Let's get started. So I wanted to give a little mental health update because I like to be real with you guys, and I think you guys, hi baby, have probably like heard me talk about how it's been hard, it's been rough. You guys know I have mental illness, so it's not like an abnormal thing for me to kind of go through it. It's definitely not like bad or like the worst it's ever been or anything like that. But yeah, the past 2 years have been very difficult, and I think that, yeah, honestly, like, the highlight has been doing this with you guys, and I look forward to my work every day, and even when I get burnt out from content creation, like, I always know I'm going to come back to it, and it's really, oh, she's so sweet, she's trying to snuggle. It's really, like, yeah, it's kind of the highlight. It's kind of sometimes what I do to, like, numb the pain when I'm feeling stressed and lonely. But yeah, for me, it's just been, like, Los Angeles has been very lonely. It's been not what I thought it would be, and yeah, so that's kind of been where I've been. And during my sort of recent feeling unwell, I definitely have fallen out of my routine practice. I've got my things I do like every day and every month or whatever, but I'm definitely not practicing as much as I want to, or as much as I used to or have in the past. And I think something that I've been telling myself, and something that I want to tell you guys, is that, like, I know it can be kind of a cycle of like feeling bad that you've fallen out of your routine and then feeling really guilty, and that kind of just feeds your sadness. And so obviously that's not good. And I think also it's not great to compare to the past, you know? Like, I think our practice waxes and wanes. I think what we do, how we, you know, do our routines, I think even what we're doing for our routines, like, that is never gonna stay the same, and I don't think it's meant to stay the same. So I think sometimes I'm like looking back at my old routine videos and seeing where I was like journaling every day and pulling a tarot card every day and doing my you know, daily meditation, daily yoga, and I've fallen out of that. And so it's easy to feel guilty and be like, oh, I was doing it then, so I should be doing it now. But I think that just take it easy on yourself. Like, you can't be mean to yourself to get yourself back there. Do you know what I'm saying? And I think a big thing for me too is, like, I have been getting very overwhelmed about, I mean, trying to plan like the perfect time to do spells and rituals, and like what feels like a list of things to do sometimes, like, oh, it's the new moon, I gotta do this and this and this, the full moon to do this and this and this. And I don't think that's necessarily healthy. Like, I don't think it should be a list of things you have to do. I think it should come from within, and I think it should, like, the energetics need to be there. So something that I am gonna implement, and I'll let you guys know how it goes, is I'm kind of gonna not entirely throw, like, planning out the window, but do more, like, if I'm feeling like I want to do this communication spell today or whatever, not being like, well, I need to wait till next week when the moon's in Gemini and it's on a Wednesday. Like, I'm just gonna do it. Because what I've found is I'll say those things where it's like, well, okay, I'm gonna do it next Wednesday, and then next Wednesday I'm not feeling it. And it's like, what's more important? my energy or the energy of the astrology of the day. And while I love it when it's like a perfect day, you know, for whatever working I'm doing, but it's currently not working for me that way, so I'm going to not be doing that. I'm gonna try I mean, I'm obviously not gonna do anything that's like a very bad time to do something, you know, but I think for the most part, there are things you can supplement, like bringing in some extra communication herbs. I keep seeing white butterflies fly past my window all day. I've never seen so many, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, so that's kind of what I'm gonna do, and I think due to like the stress I've been under the past, I mean, probably the past year has been very, very stressful. I don't think the year before was, I mean, it was fucking stress. Okay, let's be real. It was stress. I've been stressed for a while. Okay, but I've just been like so tired at night and in the morning, and it's kind of just like sometimes, some days it feels like I'm just getting by, and I don't have any extra energy to do, you know, this extensive night and morning routine like I used to. And I was feeling bad about it, but at this point, I feel so fine about that because it makes sense. Like, I think we view ourselves in this world, we are taught to view ourselves as machines and as producers all the time, but we are just freaking energy, you guys, okay? And obviously, if you're stressed and you're feeling low energy, you probably shouldn't feel bad about not being able to exert energy. Like, you are low on that. That is totally fine. And I'm not going to compare my energy now to how it was in a previous time because I was experiencing different things. Now, that's not me like being like, I'm never going to have that energy. I completely believe that I'm going to get to a better place because I know a lot of my stress right now is situational. And I'm gonna be back, you know, doing my morning routine, doing my night routine. We're just like the earth, right? Like, there's seasons. And right now I'm just in a little bit of a winter, and I think that's totally fine, and I feel like I'm getting out of it, and I'm feeling hopeful about the future, and I'm feeling like I've got a good plan for what I'm gonna do to make myself feel better and to get myself into better situation. So yeah, I think that I feel good about that, and I'm not gonna pressure myself now to be productive because that's kind of antithetical to how I view my spirituality, which I view as, you know, pleasurable and very sensuous. And so I'm just focusing on doing things that feel really good. So I'm doing yoga nidra, and I'm sure I said that wrong, so don't come for me in the comments. I'm literally just learning it. But, you know, doing very light things, getting myself back into this space, like, with love, and doing things that feel good, and not doing huge, crazy rituals, you know, just taking it easy, not stressing myself out. But I've seen so many comments from you guys, and I know I don't answer all the comments in all my DMs, but I do see them, and I'm sorry, I'm just tired. But I see all these comments from folks who are saying, like, how do I get back into my practice? Or I've fallen out of my craft, how do I get back into it? And so that's kind of why I wanted to do this video. So now I kind of want to talk about how, some advice I have. Oh my god, Lucy cannot get comfy. Some advice I have for getting back into your craft and kind of what I've been actively doing. So this is just a reminder, like, me in the current doing these things. So this is just my advice. That's why I'm having some other folks give their advice, because I'm currently trying these things. I can't say that I've proven these things to be great, but I think that these are helping me. I think the first thing I would ask you, if you're feeling this way, is acknowledge how you're feeling, which obviously you've done, and see, like, what do you need? Like, for me, I think I need rest and maybe a little bit of de-stressing, but maybe you need, like, to reignite your passion for your craft, or maybe you need to change up how you're doing your path. Maybe you're no longer feeling aligned with the current path you're taking. Maybe you need to try something else or do something different, or so for that, maybe it's like finding that spark within you again. Trying new things is what I would do. I think anytime I haven't felt very stale in my practice, because I feel like I'm with this freaking Aries stellium, constantly trying new things and constantly wanting to do new things. So I'm just always doing new shit, you know what I'm saying? So But yeah, if you're feeling a little stale with your practice, try something new or try something different. Like, do what you normally do, but do it differently, if that makes sense. But if you're like me and you're just like, holy shit, I'm overwhelmed, I'm stressed, I think literally the first thing you need to do is give yourself a break. Don't make yourself feel bad about your about being out of your craft, and slowly work yourself back into it, which is what I'm currently doing, in ways that are exciting to you, easy, don't take a lot of, you know, energy, and maybe even are rejuvenating. So like really restorative yoga or yin yoga I really love doing, because sometimes I am like physically tired and exhausted, and the thought of like being in downward dog just makes me want to lose it. So when I'm doing yin yoga, I can stack my meditation practice with my yoga practice. So it's like 2 for 1, you know, and it makes me feel like good for me. Like I'm doing these things, I'm taking this time for myself. And honestly, you can do that with any yoga. I feel like all yoga is so meditative. That's the thing with meditation too. Like, I mean, anytime you're in that flow state, I consider that to be a meditation. There's a lot of active meditations you can do. Like when you're doing your makeup, where you're going on a walk, walking your dog, or just walking to the coffee shop, or making your coffee at home, or washing the dishes, or doing laundry. Like, yeah, and I think that leads me to a good point of, I think something that's helpful for me is the way that I've kind of made my entire life a part of my magical practice. Like doing dishes can be a magical practice, and doing my makeup can be. So when the things you're already going to do are like imbued with magic, like you can still be, you know, doing your magical practice. I think for me, the thing I feel like I've fallen out of is those like sit down, cast a circle spells sort of things that have just like, I have a list of ones that I've been wanting to do, and they just kind of keep piling up, I guess. So just like acknowledging that I'm gonna get back into that, and like there's no race, there's no amount of spells that you need to do. Like there's like, it's just take care of yourself. I know that's like so simple and kind of silly, but I think that's like the key, is just to like give yourself some time, give yourself some space, and just like try to find the joy again. And I think that when you acknowledge that everything in your life is connected to your magical practice, you realize that maybe by stepping away from doing the spells and rituals and your to-do list, you are still doing something magical by taking care of yourself, and by resting, and by, you know, maybe not going out, or maybe, yeah, going and getting a massage. Like all of that is self-care. All of that's taking care of yourself, and that is inherently magical, because you are a magical being and you are doing that for yourself out of love. So that is a self-love spell in itself, you know? So that's kind of, yeah, I guess that's kind of my take. And I think what I'm gonna do is read to you what some of my witchy friends said, their advice for you guys, and yeah, and you guys can feel free to hang out in the comments section. I'll be in the comments section too. I wish I had better advice, I guess. I know my friends have really good advice that I'm really excited to tell you guys, but I kind of just wanted to be real with you all and say, like, I think a lot of us are going through a sort of, I mean, I don't think it's a burnout right now for me. I think it's more of just like I need a fucking break. Like, the world is stressful, okay? The world is super stressful right now. And it feels uncomfortable, and it feels hard to be a very sensitive person. And I just want you guys to know that I am with you, and I don't have a magical key. I know I show up on here and I show you guys my best self. You guys don't see me in bed in the same clothes for 3 days eating hot Cheetos, right? Okay, you don't see that side of me. I don't have anything to hide. I mean, you guys, I mean, I'm a human. I'm just a little girl. I'm just a girl, and I definitely am working through my own shit. And like I said, it's been a tough 2 years, and, you know, working through it and gonna get to a better place. It's hard out here. It's expensive. LA is not quite the dreamland I made it in my mind, and so I think my future will look a little different, and I'm excited for the new beginnings, and I'm looking forward to what is in store, and I constantly find myself in these liminal spaces, it feels like, where I'm in this in-between, and I don't know, it's probably a 12th house thing. This is what I get for having it. It's so fun. Now I'm rambling, but my husband's an 8th house sun, and I'm a 12th house sun, and I feel like one thing that we really, relate on is that sort of dark moon aspect of ourselves, like, I don't know, shadow side, I guess, of the 12th and the 8th house. Like, we're very, very deep, and like, it feels very nice and safe to have somebody who knows that and understands that on like a deep level. And we're both Pisces moon, so we're very much like on the same wavelength in terms of like finding ourselves in these liminal spaces and working through it together. So I will say I'm very thankful to have him, and like, I don't know I don't know what, it would look crazy if I didn't have him right now. So I'm very thankful for him being by my side. I don't know if he's watching this, but love you if you are. Yeah, so I just wanted you guys to know that I'm here with you, and it's not like, you're not wrong, you're not messed up if you're feeling this way. Like, it's very, very much a part of life. And so I'm here for you, and it's okay to not be okay. We're in this together, and I'm gonna see y'all on the other side when we're doing amazing again. So I'm gonna leave you guys with some advice from my friends, but other than that, thank you guys so much for watching. I love you. I've got some really fun videos planned, and I can't wait. So looking forward to it. Love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. I have some amazing advice for you guys from some of my witchy friends, so thank you so much to everyone who sent me advice to share, and let's just get started with it. I would only say that though this is perfectly normal and something we all go through, I think, the way out is almost always to embrace your practice and dive deeper in. Sometimes when we fall out of practice, we believe it's because we aren't feeling as motivated or enthusiastic, when in reality, the reason we aren't feeling as motivated or enthusiastic is because we've fallen out of our practice. Personally, when I'm trying to get back in, I start with bringing back 1 or 2 small things each day that don't take a ton of effort and time. Usually when my practice wanes, it's because of my own energy levels, chronic fatigue on top of or caused by ADHD, sleep disorder, bipolar, etc. And I can't just bounce back to all the things I used to do, which has been a lesson in life in general, with regards to mental illness and just getting old, lol. So little things like putting fresh offerings out on my altar, I have an alarm set on my phone specifically for this, pulling a tarot card to journal about it, or just lighting some incense with intention of what I want to bring in. Those things are small but impactful ways to bring me back into my daily routines. I do like emphasizing that it's natural for your practice to wax and wane though. Not many people understand that, and it's fine if you're in a waning period, and it doesn't mean you're a bad witch or whatever. Just life happens. My advice is to practice radical love for yourself, forgiveness, and acceptance. We've moved past the old magical formula of the slain god associated with guilt and restriction into a new eon of joy and purpose. I think it's important to embrace that joy and shed the guilt. Your spiritual tools and journey should not be a metric by which you measure your self-worth or punish yourself. It's a journey, and you deserve to love yourself, regardless of what that journey is looking like. Creativity breeds creativity. Find something that makes you feel extremely passionate and creative in the mundane world. Whether it's painting, gardening, building something, rock hounding, whatever it is. Then weave your magic into that. Our magical practices should be a place where we can connect to our most creative and passionate selves. Our magic doesn't have to look like us sitting down at an altar and lighting incense every day. Though if that's your vibe, then great. Magic can look like frolicking in your garden and connecting to the land spirits. It can look like weaving sigils into your paintings. It can be anything and everything that brings us creativity and passion. When I lose it, I go with it, and then I wait for inspiration to come. Usually it's by seeing others doing things that light a fire under me, or something will come via nature. Magic doesn't have to be complicated. It can be mundane. Journal with your ancestors, spirits of your court. Pray for 2 seconds after you get in your car for protection. Cry yourself to sleep on a difficult day. Curse the gods if you are frustrated. Be human in all it embodies. That is magic in itself. Sometimes the quiet or lack of motivation is a sign of needed rest and reflection. I think my 2 pieces of advice are: 1, take it slow. Any progress is good progress. And sometimes just a simple stirring your drink with intention or putting a water offering on your altar can be a good start to a routine again without too much expended energy, especially for us neurodivergent folks. 2, only surround yourself with the things that actually inspire you. Don't hold yourself to the standards of others, especially when it comes to things like the aesthetics. The pretty can come with time. Don't wait on it. I'm a bit of a maniac about ritual and repetition, but sometimes life happens and things change. For instance, a few months ago, I had to move house as I was being evicted, and even if now I had a safe roof, I still haven't quite found a way to recognize my space for when I want to do a serious ritual that requires a circle where I can be undisturbed, or even something as simple as a space for me to do yoga. I think I would have loved to hear some witches I look up to say that it doesn't define the quality of my work if I have to stop, reassess, and adapt. Though I can see there's always an urgency to do more, learn more, add more, probably because of how faster the world has been going in the last century or so. Currently, I am in my full moon phase where I am reaping manifestations. I came out of the Lion's Gate this year with a let's fucking rock my dreams and go after everything I want. I realize now, looking back, I felt so stuck months ago, like I was spinning my tires. But my advice is to know that sometimes you have to go through the growing stages and the pain points in life and your practice to realize what it is you want and how to get it. Since I took that time to clarify what it is I need in life, I am noticing that things are flowing to me faster and stronger. My advice is to flow your passion and don't let anyone tell you how to act or what to do. The world needs your unique flair and gifts. The second I stopped getting in my own way, the creative waters flowed. I spent a lot of time in the hospital last year and wasn't able to practice at all because of sickness. I kinda needed to completely abandon my practice from before. I spent 5 months in the hospital and changed my craft accordingly. I was able to go outside once a day and spend my time in the park and brought stones and leaves and pine cones back and was allowed to keep them on my windowsill. I used it as my mini altar, not to work actively, just to honor nature. I showered with intention and let the warm water comfort me. I was able to draw and drew little spirits and little demons to hang them on my wall, because art comes very natural to me. And that was all I was able to do. And that was okay, because I did it with intention, and it brought me joy. I did no spells, no spirit work, no working with the gods, no energy work, because I couldn't, but it still kept the red thread alive in little ways.